What actually happened in the Paulo Costa versus Marvin Vettori fight? Let's find out. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we'll be taking a look at the Costa versus Vettori fight. But before anything else, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. You can also click the notification bell down below so you won't miss any of our future videos. And without any further ado, let's jump on right to the video. Whether during fight week or in the actual fight itself, Marvin Vettori was able to outpoint and weather everything Paulo Costa threw at him for UFC Vegas 41 and kept on coming. Vettori ended the fight week in Las Vegas by giving Costa his second loss, outpointing the Brazilian brawler in a strike-heavy main event to win the unanimous decision at the UFC Apex. The judges scored the bout 48-46 unanimously in Vettori's favour. The UFC Vegas 41 weigh-ins was controversial due to Paulo Costa's unprofessionalism on the scale. After originally agreeing to a middleweight fight with Vettori, Costa had difficulty cutting weight, forcing the fight to be rebooked as a 195-pound catchweight before being finalised as a 205-pound affair into the light heavyweight territory, with Vettori being rewarded 20% of Costa's show purse. Costa then used his pre-fight failures to his advantage as the Brazilian dwarfed his Italian opponent and looked to be taking advantage of every bit of the extra weight. Costa seemed to be throwing a lot of kicks at first, but then Vettori grabbed his leg, stumbling the Brazilian, which led to a barrage of punches from the Italian. Costa continued the fight, focusing on punishing Vettori's body, giving out a combination of kicks, knees or hooks to the body. He even hurt Vettori with several kicks to the head, yet somehow Vettori ate every shot like a tank, as he did with Israel Adesanya, and continued to fire back. Costa's best rounds were 2 and 5. However, an eye poke led referee Jason Herzog to take a point away from Borochinha, losing all opportunities of a win by decision. In the end, Vettori won the overall striking battle by a margin of 214 to 172 and outlanded Costa in significant strikes 190 to 163 to capture his 5th win over his last 6 UFC fights and defeat his UFC Vegas 41 foe. In the post-fight octagon interview with retired middleweight champion Michael Bisping, Vettori said, "I know I have the biggest heart, I know I have the biggest will." He continued saying, "And when it goes to the 4th and 5th rounds, there's no way nobody can keep up." But a lot of people were saying how he's not going to be ready. I feel a lot of it was a trick. He didn't want to cut weight, but he actually came pretty ready. The fight's total striking stats amounted to the 4th largest total of strikes landed for a fight in UFC history and the most ever landed in a fight that does not have the famous volume puncher and former featherweight champion Max Holloway on one side. With the loss, Costa now dropped back-to-back fights for the first time in his MMA career after his 5-win streak in the UFC was ended by the last stylebender. Speaking of Israel Adesanya, who defeated both in his last 2 middleweight bouts, he broke the fight down ahead of the contest in his YouTube channel. Adesanya also filmed himself watching the fight and also uploaded the footage to channel. He first talked about Costa. "It's hard to look at him the same," Adesanya said. "Like, all the is just Fugazi to me now. It's always been, but it's just like you've seen it." This was Costa's first fight since challenging Adesanya for the UFC Middleweight title at UFC 253 in September of last year. Costa was finished by strikes in the 2nd round, the first loss of his pro career. Vettori was also coming off of a loss to Adesanya. In the 2nd fight against the last stylebender, Vettori lost his unanimous decision in the main event of UFC 263 this past June. Watching Vettori, Adesanya wasn't impressed with him either. "How does Vettori punch and kick with literally almost no threat behind them?" Adesanya said, analysing the fight. "No pop, no sting," alluding that Vettori is striking only for points. As the fight went on, Adesanya said, "I told you they're both shit." Adesanya was also asked if he had any pointers for Costa. He said, "Costa did right, inside leg kicks. I wish he did that more. I wish he stayed with the inside leg kicks because that was working. He tried to hip feint at one point, but it like this close. It's like, bro, this is what twist." Coach Tristan Apicatoa says, "People try to copy what we did, but they don't understand that the levels or the uses of what we are doing. They just think, that looks pretty, everyone's using that." They try to copy it, but it's not the same. As of now, it looks like Costa is not going back to middleweight with all the recent weight cut drama, and Vettori is apparently being signed as a backup fighter in the UFC 271 title fight rematch between Adesanya and Whittaker taking place in February. That's it for today. So what do you think of the Costa-Vettori fight? Do you think Costa got robbed or Vettori really won? Let us know in the comments section down below, and don't forget to subscribe. Hit that like button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on any future content we'll be making for you guys. We're signing off now, but as always, we'll be sure to catch you all in the next one.